Would you rather? And the first one is, would you rather write the soundtrack to your life story or write the soundtrack to a Hallmark movie?
Derek, you look different in that picture. I didn't know that was you.
Oh, thanks.
I
dyed my hair.
Yeah. I'd say write the soundtrack to a Hallmark movie because it would just be hilarious.
I'd say the same thing. You got residuals every year. It would just keep playing and playing and playing, and you're set.
And I think the soundtrack to my life story would I would take more time to do it, and I would just nitpick everything too much and think about it too much. Where like soundtrack to a Hallmark movie would just be like, oh, well, this could be a hilarious thing to write while these people are, I don't know, doing whatever people do in a Hallmark movie.
Yeah, I think that'd be hilarious.
I'm gonna go with that one.
There you go. Perfect. Beautiful.
Great.
All right.
Great. Next one. Would you rather play with only 3 strings, as in one of them has broken, or play in the wrong tuning?
I've done both on stage.
Which
one's the least painful?
Well, Matt,
that's wow. I'm trying to think because they're both. I would say I'd rather play in the wrong tuning because hopefully I could maybe find my way around the fretboard. But if I'm missing a string, that's a little more difficult because you're losing just, notes on the fretboard. Yeah. So I would go wrong tuning.
Yeah, if it were like an onstage thing at that moment, like a string broke or my bass was in the wrong tuning, which has happened to me. I've had like my tech hand me the wrong bass, and I use a few different tunings with Shania. I've had a thing where like my tech handed me the wrong bass, and I had to jump right into a song, and that's more confusing because then you have to think about it. You have to think, okay, how do I have this bass tuned, and what is this one? And so that's more of a struggle. If I was just missing a string, I could get by. I think that would be an easier thing to do.
We were also trying to figure out this picture, like this 3-string thing. Is this just like a custom bass? Like, what is that?
Yeah, people make all kinds of weird basses, and there's a band called Morphine that was kind of big in the 90s, and the guy played a 2-string bass with a slide. So he played a 2-string. Also, Tony Levin, who plays with Peter Gabriel, he's got a 3-string bass. He does this thing where he attaches these drumsticks to his fingers, and he plays. It's really cool. And he had a custom 3-string bass made for that.
Wow.
I know a bass maker in Chicago. These basses called Sarek basses, and they're amazing. And he showed me a 1-string bass that he made that was kind of funny. So people make all kinds of weird things for weird reasons.
I want to.
You can get by, depending on the style, right? You can get by with 1 string.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
I love the body of that bass. I just think that's a really beautiful design.
Wow, yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the next one. Would you rather? Okay, so this is for both of you, Derek and Maddie. Would the two of you rather get matching tattoos or pick tattoos for each other?
Oh, I'd go with pick tattoos for each other. I love you, Matt, but I don't see us getting matching tattoos.
Oh, really?
You don't want George Michael's face,
Yeah.
Matt did that with Avril. He's got the Avril tattoo.
I do. I have a matching tattoo with Avril. First time I met her.
Fun.
Got a tattoo with her just to match her. It was ridiculous.
Doesn't Ferlazzo have it too? Don't you and Ferlazzo? And
that's funny. So the music director, who's very good friends with Derek, after playing with Avril for 13 years, he got a matching star tattoo before the most recent tour, just to be like, hey, here, let's commemorate. It's our first tour in like 5 years, and let's get matching tattoos. Meanwhile, it's the first time I ever met Avril and hung out with her, and she was having a tattoo party, and I didn't know what to get. So she's like, hey, you should get a star tattoo and match me. And I did. And Ferlazzo, the music director, was so mad. He's like, because then she's like posting it on Instagram. Oh God, I love Maddie. He got a matching tattoo after 5 minutes. And meanwhile, the music director got one after 13 years, and like she doesn't even care. And it's not even. He was so upset, So, and the funny thing is about that, the tattoo artist actually rotated it like 180 degrees, like the wrong way. So if Avril's holding out her arm one way and I'm on the opposite direction and holding it up, it'll match. But if we're standing the same direction, it's actually like 180 degrees off. But it actually matches perfectly with Steve Ferlazzo, the music director.
Oh, how romantic.
Technically, I don't even match with Avril. I match with Steve, and that gets him even more mad. So it's great. I love it.
That's wonderful.
But I would pick a tattoo for him, and I would definitely have him get a George Michael tattoo.
There you go.
Big George Michael on my back. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Full back tattoo.
All right. Here's the next one.
All right, next one. Would you rather only have monitors playing the vocal track or monitors that are only playing the lead guitar track?
Oh, so easy.
I guess we're not allowed to
guitar and throw it out. I'll take the vocals. That's it. I don't need the lead
Vocals?
guitar. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you sound so confused. But no, I'd rather lock in with the vocalist. Lead guitars, that's fluff. I don't like guitar players.
The only thing is, like, if you're only playing to that, there's sections where nobody's singing. So if the question is, would you have a click track too, or only vocals?
No, it's only vocals.
No click track.
I'd have to say guitar, because then I could actually know where I am, because only vocals are going to be sections where there's no vocals.
True, but there's also going to be sections where there's no lead guitar.
That's why.
Especially Avril,
if you've got two guitar players.
Stuff,
if you've got two guitar players,
Yeah,
I love that we started a debate.
Yeah,
with my particular artist, I would
50-50
take
on
the
that one.
vocals. I would take the vocals because maybe there's not a ton of lead stuff. We have a lot of like rhythm guitar stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That was just a dig at the guitar players in my band. Sorry.
It's all right. One of each. Sounds good.
Right?
All right. All right, here's the next one. Would you rather collaborate with Flea, or obviously Lemmy is no longer with us, but in the event that he was, collaborate with Lemmy?
I'd say Flea.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'd say Lemmy.
Yeah? Right on.
Yeah, I feel like the way he approaches bass and songwriting, it's more of like a songwriter type thing. I feel like Flea is a little out of what I would say is my comfort zone in terms of his style and everything.
Okay.
I'd rather be a Lemmy.
Cool. All right.
Collaborator.
There's no competition then. We each get our pick.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
Cool.
You get your
Between
monitor.
Lemmy.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm heading to the rainbow right now. We're going to do this.
Yeah, right.
Oh, Lemmy. All right.
I know, right? All right. Our next one. Would you rather play for an auditorium of therapy dogs or play for an auditorium of 85-year-olds?
Therapy dogs.
Therapy dogs.
100%.
Same.
The
The 85-year-old will look at my hair and just, they hate me right away.
No.
I probably
For
already
the
played
first
for an
note.
auditorium of 85-year-olds.
Just all right, the dogs it is,
Oh,
and they'll
yeah.
howl along. Oh, how cute.
Right?
That would be amazing.
Oh,
It'd be the best audience ever.
All right, here's the next one. Would you rather write a concept album about the monoliths or write a concept album about Nicolas Cage?
I would say Nicolas Cage.
Hmm.
So much you could write about his movies and everything, and that jacket alone. You know, you could write a whole concept album on that jacket.
I'm with you on that. I'd go Nicolas Cage.
All right.
You know, there's
Can't
a
wait
lot
to hear
more
it.
material to work with.
Take his
Uh,
face.
Yep.
Yeah, love it. All right,
All right,
Next
next one. Would you rather listen to We Like to Party for 24 hours? I'm so sorry. Or listen to the Macarena for 24 hours?
What's We Like to Party? What is that?
the Venga
By the
bus is
Venga
coming
Boys.
and everybody's
Oh,
jumping.
that's We Like.
We
I never
like
knew
to
that. I never
party.
knew the name of that song.
We like to party.
Awful.
That was like a Six Flags commercial.
Oh yeah,
It's
Yeah.
the little old
that
man.
great. It's that well written.
I would say that one. Yeah.
Really? I don't mind the Macarena. I could do it for, well, we'd have to see if I could last 24 hours, but I would pick Macarena. And we'd
Would
see
you do
how it go.
Macarena has one really cool part when they go like that's kind of awesome. Like, yeah.
I could listen to just that
That's
part
kinda
for 24
fun.
hours.
Yeah.
All right. Love it. All right. Here's the next one. Okay. Would you rather perform with the first band you ever saw live or perform with the last band you saw live? And I'm not talking about bands that you were participating in, just bands in general.
I'm trying to think of the last band I saw. That's funny.
I think the last band I saw, I think it was Dweezil Zappa
Nice.
in Vegas.
Okay.
And so
Man.
100% last band I saw, because
Oh,
the
yeah.
first band I saw live was an artist. It was Sean Cassidy. And if you know him, he was like a teen idol in the 70s.
Yeah,
Sure.
That was my first concert. And actually, I ended up playing his wedding many, many years later. Which was pretty
Oh,
cool.
how fun.
But
that's
yeah,
cool.
I think I would much rather play with Dweezil than Sean.
That's funny. I don't know the last band I saw. Last year was a giant blur. There was so much stuff happening. So even the last band I probably saw was probably just like a club band or something. So the first band I ever saw is so funny. I was in middle school, and it was during the whole Creed era, and I saw Creed. It was my very first show. So because I don't know my last song, I guess I'm now the new bass player for Creed. So that's cool. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. Oh, it's not. Danik and I got down to Creed. We're not even going to.
Did you? Everyone did. Oh, Florida.
Oh.
You're Florida folks.
Oh,
Yeah, that must have been huge for you guys.
Are you guys in Florida?
Yeah, we grew up in South Florida.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm still in Miami. Danica has relocated down to
Houston.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. I went to college in Miami. So
Oh, you did?
a lot of time there. Yeah, I went to UM. Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
I almost went to UM. I was going to do the opera program, and then I opted out last minute not to do it.
I almost went to their New World School of the Arts for theater. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew some people that went there.
Still did not.
I lasted one day at New World, and then I dropped out, but that's a whole different stream. But all right.
That'll be for next show.
Yeah, right. All right. I think we have one more question. Okay.
All right. Would you rather participate on the show Nailed It or on Fear Factor?
What's Nailed It?
Nailed It. Oh, Derek, you Nailed It. Oh.
Maddie, you explain.
Yeah.
It's a cooking show, baking show type thing, I guess we'd say. But it's people who have no experience with it, and they have directions on how to make these dishes. And basically, by the end of the process, they take a look at the results, and it looks absolutely nothing like what it was supposed to. And it's really
it's pretty funny.
It's super funny because it just looks nothing like it. And some of these
beautiful
results,
like
that would be a cake that they would just show off. It's on Netflix.
Yeah,
it's on Netflix. Yeah.
I would definitely go on that show. It'd be hilarious. I would love to do that.
Right on. I would do that because like Fear Factor, I used to watch it every now and then, and like all the stuff they do where they're like, climbing on some rope or, any kind of like extreme thing in the outdoors, I'm totally down for that. But me being a vegan, like when they have to like eat some weird meat thing or like bugs or something, I'd be out at that point.
Yep.
So I would I would have to go with Nailed It.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. That is a very smart choice. Very smart choice.
Yeah, there's like literally no risk with being on Nailed It. It's great.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?